Disney Channel original movies were the height of its time back in the early 2000s and a little earlier on right there. They were always just so amazing, and there were so many that I'm gonna easily love to talk about because most of them were so good for their time, and even now that they have to be brought up back so people can actively either new fans could either come over to figure them out, or old fans just can just appreciate them so much. The one I'm specifically going to be talking about today is one that I honestly really enjoyed because I always have had a very good fascination with things like Camelot, Merlin, and Arthur. And obviously, just by hearing me say that, you guys should obviously know that I'm talking about the Disney Channel original movie called Avalon High. This was basically a movie set in modern day and a high school setting where, oh, King Arthur has been reincarnated and they're just trying to figure out one who and just kind of figure out exactly what's going on in this entire situation. Like the entirety of King Arthur's court has been reincarnated and we're just trying to figure everything out. It starts off with this girl moving into the school, and the entirety of the story, we're just thinking, oh, this girl is someone in King Arthur's court, but not exactly sure who. And we have the thought that somebody else is King Arthur's reincarnation. Come to figure out, the girl was this entire time, and it was one of those things where just a complete like 180, and you're just trying to figure out this entire thing for the entirety of the story. This movie was actually just so entertaining because for a good portion of everyone anywhere around my age, we've always had a very good fascination with anything specifically magical, fantastical, or just specifically anything involving the realm of King Arthur. King Arthur is someone that we see in so many different facets and so many different shows, like Merlin, like so many other things, that it's always extremely interesting to see how they portray someone like that person. This movie was just extremely interesting due to the fact that one, it had a very stacked cast in terms of Disney aspect, and you could easily go search them up and just see exactly who was in this movie. And when you notice it, you'll notice that like these were all very high people in terms of Disney stardom and people that could easily make a good movie. I really just enjoyed this movie specifically due to the fact of one, entertainment, and the fact of getting to see like history and some of these people playing and everything else doing the things that they were doing. You really just gotta enjoy things like this. A lot of Disney Channel original movies, you could have some that you can talk about for hours and hours and hours and just talk about every singular problem that came along with this movie. This is a movie that honestly, it's obviously been a while since I've watched, specifically due to the fact that yes, it came out a long while ago, and I'm gonna happily be watching and rewatching a lot of Disney Channel original movies because I can guarantee you I have watched way too many in my day. I've watched almost every singular Disney Channel original movie that has ever came out, and a good portion of those could be somewhat forgetful, but this is one that not many people talk about because a lot of people do seem to forget. This is a movie that usually goes past and goes far, and usually people just forget about it, like completely forgetting it exists. It's one of those shows that was really lost to its time and lost to history due to the fact of it was Disney Channel. There was a lot of things going around, and not too many people really stuck to it. Like, yes, very entertaining. Yes, very good movie. Yes, so many things going on, but not too many people would easily remember it if they were to say, "Yeah, do you remember this movie called Avalon High?" Because like I've talked to multiple of my friends, they've all said that they can't even remember this movie until like they search it up. Then they something clicks into their brains, and they're like, "Oh, this is the movie that you were talking about. I remember this movie. This movie was amazing. This movie was great. I want to watch this movie again." But nobody remembers it. It's a movie that was really lost to its time, and even though it could honestly be considered one of the best Disney Channel original movies, in my opinion, I really would love to see exactly how people would react like watching it again. Like I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. From the characters, from the storyline, figuring out, oh, this girl is King Arthur. You've been figuring out all of these things the wrong way. The teacher is the person that's the villain. The things all going around and everything happening in that exact order that you got is kind of figure out where these plot points are going from, figure out the plot twist, and figure out all of the story aspects that it actively just seems so perfect and so well made that you really just gotta love it. Obviously, there's not much that I'm gonna really specifically be talking about in this video regarding around this. I just wanted to mention it because this isn't like a complete movie review. This is just me trying to bring this movie back up to light and tell you that you guys really should just go watch that movie if you never watched it. And if you, even if you have, please watch it again because it just was such an amazing movie. I honestly really just do love this movie due to the fact of everything that I've already previously mentioned, and especially one some of the fight scenes and like some of the action sequences, and the fact that it sometimes manages to like switch from this modern day perspective to perspective, oh, you're actively in this medieval times setting, and they're like you're basically like flip-flopping, adding some magic, but you can never really tell if it's actually real or if it's just all an illusion. And especially in one sense, it's a Disney Channel movie, so you know it takes place with this high quarterback, like this quarterback that's the most popular person. You know how Disney likes to do their things, the popular star of this entirety of the school, and his best friends and everything else like this, all the popular kids and everything going around. It's just such an amazing movie. So please, if you haven't watched it, do consider watching. But if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. You already know the basics. This is obviously going to be a short video because this is obviously the channel just starting. I'm just trying to get a good grasp on how I'm trying to do these. As I go along, the videos will be getting longer and longer until I can get to the point where, okay, this is where I want to be. This is how I want to do everything. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.